Well, hello, Aries. Welcome to your September reading. So, we're going to jump right in. Let's see what we have for you. So, we have Pioneer as your first card. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Metamorphosis. Power and strength lies within our surrender to change. Door to personal healing and happiness with ancestors. Action, invocation. Let me adjust this camera. All right. Rest and rejuvenation and summer solstice radiance. Okay. So in September, I see that you're trying to do things differently. I just feel like you want to live your life better. So you want to make different decisions. Or you're going into something this time with the idea that it's going to be different than the last time. Okay. Um, and you need to understand, Aries, that you're in control of that, right? You're not just, it's interesting because it's not just about you going with the flow. Like, you have to know when there's time to make adjustments or restart something or look at something different, because I feel like you don't want to go down the path that you've been down before. This is your chance to make that different for yourself. Different path, different decisions, different outcome. Now, I do feel like you have made some sort of strides where you are moving forward or you are expanding. And you're like, okay, good. Now I can start to kind of settle down or get some sort of grounding or footing where I am. But you are I don't know how to say this. It's like you are still working with past issues. Okay. So it's like you're trying to establish a new relationship or you're trying to establish a new lifestyle. But there are things you're still working on, like exerting your boundaries or knowing when to say no or sticking with a plan, whatever that is. So you're still like dealing with that, like that's still there in the energy. There is something that is going to happen in September where you are going to have to exert that. Like you are going to have to stand up. You are going to have to speak or exert your boundaries. Like you're going to have to do that. I can see it. But the best part is with this set of cards here, it means that after you do it, there's a sort of relief that comes from it. Okay. So let's get into the deck and see what we have for you. Okay. Okay, Aries. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups, the Emperor, Four of Wands, Eight of Swords, High Priestess, Page of Swords, the Sun, the Lovers. This is your overall energy for September, right? And I see that you have a good solid idea. You have a good solid idea that you're following and you look to be winning. Okay? Like you feel like I'm winning, I'm doing the things, everything is kind of going my way. Um and you want to keep it that way. This is about keeping it that way. This is also being blinded by feeling like you have success now, like you've made it now. Like there's no way that anything could go wrong. You can kind of blindly just follow. Okay. That's the illusion. I feel like there's an illusion there of that. Okay. Especially with the Seven of Cups here in the middle, Aries. So this is telling me that there is some sort of illusion here, right? Not that you're not happy, okay, but there's an illusion of happiness. Like everything is great, everything is honky dory, fairy tales are made where I am, nothing can go wrong, everything is perfect, right? So I feel like it gives you the illusion that you don't have to pay attention anymore, right? It gives you that illusion. You're like everything is clear, everything is fine moving forward, right? So I feel like there is a tendency here, or an opportunity here to forget your rules, your boundaries, what you've set, and just be like, oh well, it doesn't matter now because I'm already here, right? But you have to understand that those rules or said boundaries has gotten you to this place. So don't ignore the signs. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, a lot to say, I see. You definitely have a new opportunity that's available to you, or something new that you didn't have before. And it's something I feel like that took a long time. It took a long time to get there. It took a long time to attain this opportunity or attain this situation, right? But the importance for you is to not be manipulated, that if you stand up for yourself or exert your boundaries or take a stand in any way, that you'll lose something that's for you, right? Because if it's not for you, then it needs to go away, right? So it's like, don't hold yourself back from something just because you're afraid you're going to lose the opportunity. It's the thought that maybe that opportunity isn't for you. It's like that's something that you may need to see at that time, okay? Remember to stay on the path that you're on. You're doing very well as far as how you've gotten to where you have gotten, okay? So it's like, don't fall back because by exerting your boundaries, you'll make someone else unhappy, right? Or maybe you don't get to party as much because you have to work. Like, don't get upset that everything isn't sunshine and rainbows. Everything isn't easy, okay? Um don't get don't be taken aback by that truth, okay? Yeah, everything is not perfect. Don't get your emotions intertwined with perfection. Okay. So let's say that you started a new relationship, right? And you're like, "Oh my god, this is perfect. I love this person. I'm going to do anything for them. I'm a ride or die." And someone's overstepping your boundaries. Okay? You need to be able to speak up for yourself or make some changes based on that, okay? Because the focus is like happiness, consistency, stability moving forward. So if something is different at that moment, you need to address it so you can move forward, right? You don't let that linger. Okay. I see you also not being happy with something in your home. Interesting. Um be careful of quickly moving someone in, or quickly like inserting something into your life, like taking some sort of risk, because I feel like you're not happy. Like it's not what you thought it would be. Okay. So I would say there's a warning to that. And if something is wrong, speak up. Okay. Don't hold it in and be like, well, it's not that bad. Okay. Because I feel like it's a small thing that could turn into a big thing. Your intuition is going to be really high in September, meaning that you're going to get a lot of like mental messages and mental pictures and mental like ideas. And you may choose to ignore them because you don't want to execute them. Okay. But I feel like they're coming in to help you on your path. Like there may be a small issue, something you don't think is big, but in the scheme of things, it's a big deal. And I feel like your intuition is like, hey, Aries, pay attention to this. Okay, don't ignore it. Hey, Aries, isn't this weird? You know, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, there's this fear that you have of losing an opportunity. And because of that, you're now moving forward on something that you should. You're scared you're going to break it apart. But you have to remember that you've been in this situation before and you've done nothing. And it was not the opportunity that you wanted. You wanted something new, right? So you have to act new, you know? You can't do the same things. You have this weird need for impulsion as well. You're impulsively doing things, and I feel like it's because you feel good about the new opportunity. So you're like impulsively making decisions. But after an impulsive decision that you make in September, you're like, I should have waited. I should wait. Um, yeah, something is not, the outcome is not how you think it's going to be. And that's not how you want to live your life. So you're starting to get that sort of gut feeling that something is off or something is not right. And it's important for you to be like stable. Some of you are moving someone into your home and you're not going to like it. This person is not like doing what they're supposed to be doing, or it's not how you thought it was going to be or how you pictured it. Okay. So now that you're clear that something is uncomfortable in your life or something isn't right, you need to speak that truth. So really in September is just about you maintaining the happiness that you have. You've been doing so well. Don't let yourself get so wrapped up in your emotions that you can't see when there's something that you need to separate from or change or get rid of, whatever that is for you. Okay. I see you do a lot of thinking about it before you actually execute or say what you need to say, Aries. Um, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay. You have to remember that you've gotten yourself this far, right? You know what's the right thing to do for you. You know when you're being impulsive, you know that you took a risk. And that risk didn't pan out. And that's fine, right? But you need to know when to take control back and don't settle yourself in a situation because you're like, well, this is what I get. No, no, no. Okay? We're not doing that anymore. We're past that, right? So there's no need for you to overburden or over worry yourself about a situation that you can change. And think about, you're at the early stages. It's different when you're in something for a long time. It's a lot harder because there's a lot of working parts. But you don't have a lot of working parts at the beginning, right? So this is your chance to step up, say what you need to say, and make the decisions you need to make. Your intuition is also telling you that. It's going to badger you until you do what you need to do. Okay? So, yeah, I can see that you need to say what's on your mind. You can. It's like you need to stand up and take control and say exactly what's on your mind because you're holding it in. But that's not you practicing self love and self care, is it? It's not. Um, don't ignore something and think it's going to go away. Okay? Um, it's like you're worrying about losing something or changing something that needs to be changed. It needs to be changed. It needs to be discussed. It needs to be brought out in the open. Otherwise, it's going to fester, right? And it's going to become karma you got to get rid of. It's going to become a situation you have to deal with later that's way bigger than it is right now. So keep that in mind. Uh, money and career. Okay. You may notice that some money is missing. Um, like money is missing or pay is off, right? And the more you go through September, see, it's like you realize it and then you're like, wait, this keeps happening. It's something that keeps happening. Or you can go back and look through your money records and notice that it just sort of keeps happening. There's something happening with your money, Aries, where it's like dwindling. Okay? But I feel like that you're so involved in your heart space. So love, relationships, I feel like that you didn't pay attention to it. Something is happening. I don't know if someone is taking money or not using it for the right reasons. Someone's not helping like they should be helping around the house. There's something happening with your finances that you really need to pay attention to. So pay attention to your finances, where they're coming from, like where they're being withdrawn and withdrew, and and the reasons for it, if there are any. Okay. Yeah, in your love sector, I'm gonna be honest. There's some impulsive action with you when it comes to love. Like you're kind of like in the weird throes of happiness in a relationship or someone new, or the new beginnings of a relationship. And I feel like you have a tendency to not want to fight or argue, because that's what it looks like. I don't want to fight or argue because I've been waiting for this for a long time, or it was an opportunity for me. Um, but I will tell you this, okay? You may be doing it now, but it's going to increase. The signals, the signs that there needs to be a talk or a breakup or some sort of compromise, it's just going to increase, right? That's why there's so much of a call to action from you here in these cards. So let's get Spirit's message for you, Aries. Okay. Joy and forgiveness. You are happy, no doubt about that. But you need to understand that you've made this happiness, not someone else coming into your life, not something good happening to you. You created this happiness. You're feeling this. Your mind is manifesting this feeling of joy, right? So, regardless of what triggered it, you are creating it, which means that you can maintain that. Okay, just a little smidget for you. Um, yeah. Also, listen to your intuition. I feel like it's trying to tell you something in September. It's like your chance to stop something from happening or worsening before it actually happens. It's like your future self coming back to warn past self. That's what it feels like. Like your higher self is like, listen, Aries, this thing's happening. You're not going to like where it's going. So listen to your intuition and realize that you can be joyous in any situation at any moment. Okay? All right. So I love you. Talk to you later. Bye bye.